Chosen one, pause for a moment, because you are not here by accident. You did not stumble onto this message. Heaven has aligned your steps to arrive at this exact second, in this exact season, under a divine appointment written long before you took your first breath. What you are feeling right now is not curiosity, it is confirmation. A supernatural shift is unfolding, and you are standing at the threshold of a moment that could transform everything, today, tonight, or in the coming hours. Anointed one, the silence you endured was not abandonment, it was preparation. The delays were not denial, they were divine protection. Heaven has been clearing counterfeits, closing destructive doors, and positioning you to recognize what is holy when it appears. This is your kairos moment, that sacred intersection where divine timing collides with destiny. For as it is written in Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3, the vision is for an appointed time, though it lingers, wait for it shall surely come. Chosen one, heaven is leaning in. The veil is thinning, the atmosphere around your life is shifting. Stay here, because what is being released in this moment has the power to change the trajectory of your future. Chosen one, pause right here and let this settle in your spirit. What is unfolding in this moment is not entertainment. It is not coincidence. It is not algorithm. It is alignment. Heaven has nudged you into this exact moment because something in your atmosphere has shifted, and whether you fully sense it yet or not, you are being positioned for a divine connection and a supernatural transfer that will ripple across your purpose, your peace, and your provision. Anointed one, I need you to understand this. God does not reveal without reason. He does not awaken your curiosity without intention. When the Spirit begins to highlight a name, a person, a connection, it is because something sacred is being prepared. Every season of loneliness, every unanswered question, every silent night where you wondered if love or partnership was still in your future, none of that was wasted. Heaven was not ignoring you. Heaven was aligning you. I know what it feels like to wait. I know what it feels like to pour into others and wonder if anyone will ever pour into you. I've had seasons where I watched connections crumble, friendships fade, and potential partners drift away, and I thought maybe I had missed my moment. But every time I reached the end of myself, God whispered, "Not yet. I am preparing something you cannot see." And in hindsight, every closed door was mercy. Every delay was protection. Every disappointment was a divine redirection. You, chosen one, are standing in that same sacred threshold. A shift has taken place in your spirit because a shift has taken place in heaven. Something is being released, and it is not merely emotional comfort. It is covenant alignment. It is destiny, partnership. It is breakthrough companionship with someone who will not just touch your heart, but elevate your calling, expand your territory, and contribute to the assignment God has placed on your life. The person heaven is preparing is not coming to distract you. They are coming to develop you. Their presence will not drain you. It will strengthen you. Their words will not confuse you. They will clarify you. The peace you will feel in their presence will not be fragile. It will be confirming, because real love does not destabilize. Real love does not suffocate. Real love does not sabotage. Real love aligns. Some of you love deeply and fiercely. You care with everything in you, but you have been carrying that love alone. You have given loyalty to people who were not built to hold it. You have shown up for people who could not show up for themselves, much less for you. And so you assumed your love was the problem, but it wasn't. The issue wasn't your capacity, it was their readiness. Heaven is preparing someone with the same depth, the same loyalty, the same spiritual weight as you. Someone who has endured their own refining. Someone who has been shaped, not shattered. Someone who has learned to be still in God's timing instead of rushing into premature partnerships. Someone who can match your prayer life, not just your chemistry. Chosen one, the name that is circling your spirit, whether faint or loud, is not random. It is not imagination. It is not wishful thinking. Heaven does not stir without intent. And while the identity may not be fully unveiled yet, the signs are emerging. You may feel the slightest tug in your intuition, a calm awareness, a soft nudge, a sudden clarity. I want you to pay attention to that peace, not the butterflies, not the adrenaline, not the excitement, the peace. Because peace is the signature of God. Peace is the evidence of divine alignment. Peace is the echo of covenant. You may have overlooked this person. They may not resemble the versions of love you chased before, because this time it's not infatuation, it's assignment. This isn't about surface-level attraction, it's about destiny-level partnership. I remember a time when I prayed for clarity in a relationship. I begged God for signs, but all I felt was unrest. I tried to force compatibility. I convinced myself that effort was enough, but deep down, there was no peace. When I finally surrendered the outcome, not in bitterness but in obedience, God revealed why I could never settle, because He had something better prepared. The moment I laid down my expectations, He replaced them with revelation. You are in that moment now. The person coming into your life, or re-entering your life, is tied not only to emotional fulfillment, but to spiritual advancement and even financial increase. When God ordains a partnership, it is not just romance, it is resource. It is not just love, it is legacy. This connection will open doors that were locked. It will revive dreams that were dormant. It will restore confidence that was stolen. It will catalyze breakthroughs you could not access alone. Chosen one. Heaven is aligning you with someone who will not merely stand beside you, they will walk with you, war with you, build with you, and believe with you. This is more than a relationship. It is more than companionship. It is covenant. And as the next segment unfolds, I will reveal the signs, the timing, and the specific markers Heaven uses to confirm such a connection. Chosen one. Now that your spirit is alert, we must go deeper. Because what Heaven is aligning in your life is not accidental affection, it is strategic placement. You are being positioned beside someone whose presence activates what has been dormant within you. This connection is not merely emotional comfort, it is spiritual ignition and supernatural acceleration. Anointed one, hear this. God does not assign relationships based solely on desire. He assigns based on destiny. The person who is approaching your life, or being revealed in a new light, has been prepared to stand beside your calling, not overshadow it. When Heaven sends someone, they don't suffocate your purpose, they amplify it. They don't distract you from your identity, they confirm it. Some of you have felt a tension in your spirit recently. Not anxiety, but anticipation, a shift, a subtle awareness that something is changing, even if your circumstances don't show it yet. That feeling is real. It is the spiritual equivalent of hearing footsteps before you see the figure. It is the recognition of alignment before manifestation. I want you to understand this. Supernatural alignment often begins quietly. It doesn't always arrive with fireworks. Sometimes it enters through conversations that feel strangely familiar, a shared sense of humor, a moment of vulnerability, a peaceful silence that feels like home instead of discomfort. The world teaches you to chase sparks. Heaven teaches you to recognize peace. When God aligns you with the right person, the confirmation is not chaos, it is clarity. It is not emotional turbulence, it is inner stillness. I learned this the hard way. Years ago, I was drawn to someone who looked perfect on paper. They were impressive, charismatic, admired, and everyone around me said, "That's the one." But inside, something was off. I couldn't explain it. On the surface, everything aligned, but in my spirit, there was no rest. I wanted it to work so badly that I ignored every red flag until the truth surfaced. Their path was not aligned with my purpose. The relationship was rooted in attraction, not assignment, and when it ended, I felt embarrassed. But later, I realized something powerful. God did not deny me, He protected me. Chosen one, listen. The wrong person drains you, the right person develops you. The wrong person questions your calling. The right person confirms it. The wrong person competes with you. The right person compliments you. This is why heaven hid the identity of this person from you until now, because you were not ready to see them through healed eyes. If you had met them too early, you would have misinterpreted their worth or sabotaged the connection. Some of you need to release the shame of failed relationships. Those endings were not weakness, they were pruning. You were not too emotional, too loyal, or too intense. You were simply in spaces where the depth of your love could not be held. And God refused to let you invest your soul in soil that could not grow with you. Now, the season has shifted. The person being aligned with you is not intimidated by your calling. They are inspired by it. They do not fear your strength. They respect it. They do not shrink under the weight of your purpose. They stand with you beneath it. This is how you will know. They will speak life into what others dismissed. They will celebrate victories others resented. They will pray over battles others ignored. They will value what others mishandled. Chosen one, covenant alignment carries evidence, not manipulation, not fantasy, not obsession, evidence. And here is something many never realize. Heaven-appointed relationships often mirror the restoration God has done in you. If you have matured, expect someone mature. If you have healed, expect someone whole. If you have surrendered, expect someone surrendered. Like recognizes, like in the spirit. This is why you are noticing certain signs. Increased discernment, heightened intuition, dreams that feel significant, recurring thoughts or names, a familiar peace around someone you never considered before. No, you're not imagining it, you are perceiving it. The spiritual realm often reveals before the natural realm confirms. Let me ground this with a real example. I once spoke with a woman who told me she met a man in the most ordinary place, a grocery store. There was no dramatic encounter, no cinematic music. But when he spoke, she felt peace, a sense of recognition she couldn't explain. They parted ways without exchanging numbers, yet days later, she crossed paths with him again, at a coffee shop she rarely visited. That alignment was not coincidence, it was orchestration. Today, they are married, not because they forced it, but because they recognized it. This is how heaven works, subtle, strategic, supernatural. And chosen one, the same orchestration, is unfolding for you. Your person may already be within reach, a friend, a co-worker, someone you overlooked because you were not ready to see them. Or perhaps they are new, approaching, being prepared to enter your world in a way that will feel both surprising and familiar. This is not fantasy, this is timing. The kind of timing referred to in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1. To everything there is a season, and a time for every purpose under heaven. You are stepping into that time, a time where loneliness lifts, a time where clarity replaces confusion, a time where covenant replaces counterfeits, a time where aligned partnership replaces draining companionship. This is your season of divine recognition and supernatural connection. In the next segment, we will go further into the signs, the timing shifts, and the markers heaven uses when divine partnership is near. Chosen one. Now let us go deeper into the signs and the shift that heaven orchestrates when a covenant connection is drawing near. Many assume that divine alignment arrives with thunder and lightning, but more often it settles quietly, like dawn after a long night. The shift is subtle, yet undeniable. It touches both the spiritual and the ordinary places of your life. One of the earliest signs is internal calibration. You begin to feel a quiet readiness within yourself, a peace you cannot explain, even if your circumstances have not changed. You may wake up one day and realize that loneliness no longer feels like desperation. It feels like preparation. You begin to release old attachments without bitterness. You stop chasing validation. You stop entertaining counterfeits. This readiness is not emotional numbness. It is spiritual maturity. I've walked through this myself. There was a season where I kept trying to fix what was never meant to last. I tolerated inconsistency because I feared isolation. I accepted crumbs because I didn't believe a feast existed for me. But when God began to prepare me, I felt a shift. I started valuing my peace more than attention. I started honoring my standards more than my fears. Chosen one, that shift is confirmation. Another sign is divine discontent, not with yourself, but with cycles that once satisfied you. Conversations that once felt thrilling suddenly feel empty. Attention that once excited you now feels distracting. The people you used to tolerate begin to drain you instead of comfort you. This isn't you becoming cold or prideful. It is your spirit outgrowing spaces that can no longer contain you. Heaven is making room. Then something else happens, and many overlook it. God begins to reveal hidden truths about your past relationships. You start to see patterns, not just pain. You recognize what was manipulation disguised as romance. You realize you mistook intensity for intimacy. You understand that chemistry without character is chaos. This clarity is not condemnation. It is graduation. It is heaven saying, you won't fall for that again. You won't ignore the warning again. You won't sacrifice your peace again. And then comes something sacred, a desire for partnership without idolizing it. You no longer crave validation. You no longer demand perfection. You desire alignment, not attention. You desire purpose, not entertainment. This is where supernatural maturity emerges. And then, unexpectedly, heaven begins to highlight someone, perhaps softly at first. A name comes to mind without reason. A face lingers. A conversation feels different than usual. You may notice small things, a shared value, a similar life experience, a matching spiritual hunger. The enemy creates obsession. God creates recognition. Obsession drains. Recognition gives peace. You won't feel frantic. You will feel focused. It may even contradict your expectations. Perhaps this person is not your type. Maybe they do not fit the story you imagined. Their appearance, background, or path may surprise you. But heaven aligns based on purpose, not preference. I've seen this countless times. Two people who, by worldly standards, shouldn't work. They come from different backgrounds. Their personalities differ. Yet when they meet, there is a click. Not loud, but true. It feels like remembering instead of discovering. That is covenant alignment. When God reveals the right person, He does not send chaos. He sends clarity. He does not send confusion. He sends confirmation. And the confirmation shows up in everyday ways. Conversations that flow effortlessly. Decisions that feel peaceful instead of pressured. Disagreements handled with respect instead of destruction. Shared dreams that align without forcing. Heaven's fingerprints are subtle, but they are steady. Another sign, you begin to heal in areas you didn't know were broken. You might feel more patient, less defensive, more hopeful, less cynical. This isn't because the person has fixed you. It's because God is preparing you. Healing precedes covenant. Recognition follows healing. Chosen one, you will also notice that distractions increase when you are close. Counterfeits will surface. Old connections may return. Random temptations may appear. This is not a sign that you are failing. It is a sign that breakthrough is near. Every significant elevation attracts resistance. But resistance is proof, not deterrent. Heaven aligns, hell distracts. Discernment is how you tell the difference. And I want to speak personally here. When I was nearing a major relational breakthrough, I felt an unusual heaviness. Not depression, pressure. Not doubt, discernment. I began recognizing patterns in people I once overlooked. I could sense motives. I could feel red flags before they unfolded. It wasn't because I was wiser. It was because God was stripping away the illusion. The right person will not require you to step out of your identity. They will require you to step into it. The wrong ones made you shrink. The right one will make you stand. And chosen one, another sign, one of the clearest, is peace in their presence and purpose in their absence. Meaning, their presence brings calm, not chaos. And their absence does not create anxiety because the connection is not insecure. When something is God-ordained, it does not demand constant validation. It grows even in silence. It strengthens even in distance. This is how covenant begins, quietly, peacefully, purposefully. And as we move into the next segment, we will explore the timing, how you'll recognize the moment when heaven says now, chosen one. Now, let us step into the mystery of timing. Because even the right person in the wrong season can feel like a mistake. Heaven is precise. God does not rush, and he does not delay. There is a divine synchronization that takes place when two lives are meant to collide, and if you pay attention, you will notice the signs long before the connection becomes visible. The first sign of timing is closure. Not emotional closure, spiritual closure. You may realize that people who once held power over your heart now feel distant, irrelevant, or even invisible. Their opinions no longer sway you. Their absence no longer wounds you. It's not because you stopped caring. It's because you stopped clinging. Heaven never brings the new while you are still hostage to the old. That release is part of alignment. The second sign is capacity. The weight you once could not carry suddenly feels manageable. The emotional triggers that once overwhelmed you now feel like lessons instead of losses. Your mind becomes clearer. Your heart becomes steadier. When God is preparing you for covenant, he increases your internal capacity to love, not with desperation, but with discernment. I remember a time in my own life when I thought heartbreak had disqualified me. I thought I was too much or too wounded or too complicated. But in hindsight, I realized that season wasn't punishment, it was pruning. It stripped away what was fragile so I could become strong. It broke what was contaminated so the pure could grow. That is what timing does. It refines, it matures, it prepares. The third sign is alignment in purpose. Suddenly, your goals shift, your dreams evolve. You begin thinking not just about what feels good, but about what glorifies God. The question changes from, who do I want, to who aligns with my calling. The right person will not distract you from your assignment. They will amplify it. When heaven aligns timing, you find yourself attracted to integrity, loyalty, peace, and purpose. Not surface-level attraction or fleeting excitement. It's not that physical attraction disappears. It's that it becomes secondary to spiritual compatibility. Another sign of timing is holy restlessness. Not anxiety, but anticipation. You begin to sense movement in the spirit. You feel like something is coming. You may not have the details, but you feel the shift. It's similar to the moment before a storm breaks. Stillness, yet expectation. Silence, yet certainty. Your soul recognizes what your mind cannot yet name. And in that stillness, heaven whispers instructions. Pay attention to connections you once missed, relationships you once dismissed, places you suddenly feel drawn to visit, environments you feel compelled to leave. Timing will move you. It will realign your routines. It will reorder your priorities. It will awaken your awareness. And when timing is near, God often introduces unexpected clarity. Someone you once overlooked suddenly stands out, not because they changed, but because you did. Your maturity has shifted your vision. Chosen one, timing will also expose counterfeits, not through dramatic betrayal, but through subtle realization. You feel drained instead of energized. You feel anxious instead of peaceful. You feel confused instead of grounded. Counterfeits collapse when the real approaches, because light reveals what darkness hides. And I want you to understand something deeply. God does not reveal the right person until both hearts are ready. Some seasons feel silent because heaven is preparing the other half of the story. You may have been healed faster. They might still be healing. You may have surrendered sooner. They might still be releasing old patterns. Divine alignment is not just about you, it's about both. There were times in my life when I thought God was ignoring my prayers, when in reality, He was answering them by working on someone else's heart. Timing protects you. It preserves you. It prevents premature connections. The right person at the wrong time creates pain. The right person at the right time creates purpose. This is why delays often feel confusing, because you see the promise, but heaven is still preparing the path. Chosen one, do not mistake silence for inactivity. In the quiet, God removes obstacles. In the quiet, He softens hearts. In the quiet, He aligns steps. And when the kairos moment comes, the appointed time, it will not be subtle. You will notice. Communication becomes effortless. Opportunities seem to align. Conversations feel guided. Confirmation appears repeatedly, not coincidence. Confirmation. You will feel peace, not panic. Confidence, not confusion. The right person will not pull you into cycles. They will pull you into calling, and you will know, not emotionally, spiritually, as if your soul has exhaled for the first time in years. The timing of heaven is like the turning of a key, smooth, precise, unmistakable, not forced, not fabricated, real, ordained, aligned. Chosen one, pause here for a moment, because in the next segment, we will explore what happens when timing meets recognition, when the person heaven prepared begins to step forward and signs move from subtle to undeniable. Chosen one. Now we enter the phase where timing meets recognition, when the person heaven prepared for you begins to step out of shadows and into visibility. This is the phase where subtle shifts become clear signs, where coincidences begin to collapse into patterns, and where your spirit starts to identify what your eyes once overlooked. Recognition is not always dramatic. It rarely arrives with fireworks. In fact, it often begins with something ordinary, a conversation that lingers longer than expected, a moment of vulnerability that feels strangely safe, or a shared value that resonates deeply. Heaven speaks in small details, and the soul understands. You might notice you feel unusually comfortable with this person, not because they're familiar, but because they carry peace. Their presence doesn't demand performance. You do not feel the urge to impress, pretend, or diminish yourself. Instead, you feel seen without judgment and understood without explanation. Recognition is not about butterflies. It's about belonging. It's a sense of, I can breathe here. Chosen one. Another sign of recognition is alignment without force. With counterfeits, you had to push, chase, convince, compromise. With covenant, things align, calmly, gradually, organically. Doors open, schedules align. Conversations feel natural, not perfect, but purposeful. When God aligns hearts, effort is still needed, but striving is not. There is flow instead of friction. And here is a subtle but powerful sign. You find yourself wanting to grow not for them, but with them. Their presence awakens vision. It stirs purpose. It challenges stagnation. This person doesn't make you feel not enough. they make you feel called higher. Recognition also carries a sense of holiness, not religiously, but spiritually. You begin to notice small confirmations. Words they speak echo prayers you've whispered. Their dreams reflect pieces of your destiny. Shared burdens suddenly feel lighter. Shared values become anchors, not restrictions. This is divine alignment, where destiny overlaps, not just desire. Chosen one, let's address something real. Recognition can be frightening. Why? Because covenant demands vulnerability. It asks you to step out of the shadows of self-preservation and into the light of trust. When I encountered someone aligned with my calling, it wasn't fireworks that scared me, it was peace. I had grown so accustomed to chaos that calm felt foreign. I had normalized emotional turbulence so much that stability felt suspicious. That's when I learned. Sometimes the right person triggers healing, not adrenaline. Sometimes they expose wounds you forgot you had, not to hurt you, but to heal you. Recognition reveals what still needs restoration. This is why the presence of the right person may bring to the surface emotions you thought you had buried. Fear, doubt, resistance, defensiveness. Not because they are wrong, but because you are standing at the threshold of transformation. Covenant requires courage. Healing requires humility. Chosen one, here is another powerful sign. The right person does not compete with God's voice. Their presence makes spiritual things clearer, not clouded. Your devotion strengthens, not weakens. Your purpose feels possible, not distant. When heaven aligns a union, God is not replaced, He is revealed. And let me share something personal again. There was a season when I prayed for companionship, but rejected every person who carried peace, simply because peace felt unfamiliar. I mistook boredom for compatibility and chaos for passion. It wasn't until God matured my discernment that I realized love rooted in purpose feels like clarity, not confusion. Recognition is not merely emotional, it is spiritual. Your discernment awakens, your intuition sharpens, your expectations purify. You stop falling for what flatters you. You start yearning for what strengthens you. Another sign. You notice divine timing in everyday encounters. You run into them unexpectedly. They message you without planning it. Their name appears in places you least anticipate. God does not need theatrics to reveal destiny. He uses alignment. And when recognition takes place, the enemy increases distraction, not because the connection is wrong, but because it is right. Distraction is proof of value. Interference is confirmation of significance. Chosen one, understand this. Recognition will not remove all fear. It will simply overpower it with purpose. Because when the right person steps forward, you don't feel ready, you feel called. And that calling feels like a pull in your spirit, familiar yet frightening, gentle yet firm, soft yet undeniable. Recognition is not the end, it is the beginning of unveiling. Because the moment you recognize who they are, you start to recognize who you are. Their presence becomes a mirror, reflecting your growth, your healing, your maturity, your readiness. God does not send the right person to complete you. He sends them to complement you. You are whole on your own, but together, purpose multiplies. As we move toward the next segment, we will explore the activation, the moment when heaven begins to push both parties into action and destiny steps from revelation into manifestation. Chosen one, now we enter the phase of activation. The moment when what was once spiritual begins to manifest in the natural. Recognition awakens awareness, but activation demands movement. This is the stage where heaven shifts from whispering to orchestrating, from revealing to aligning, and from preparing to releasing. Activation begins quietly, often within the heart. You may feel a sudden boldness, a desire to step out of isolation, or a prompting to revisit spaces you once avoided. You may feel drawn to communicate differently, to speak more honestly, or to let down walls you built out of fear rather than wisdom. This change is not forced, it is provoked by purpose. And here's something many overlook. Activation happens in both hearts, not just yours. You might sense a softening in yourself, while God is simultaneously stirring courage in them. One begins to recognize, the other begins to approach. It is a divine choreography, each step guided, each moment intentional. The person heaven prepared for you may begin showing subtle signs, increased attention, deeper conversations, more vulnerability, unexpected consistency. They may reach out more frequently, they may apologize. They may express clarity where confusion once lived. Activation feels like motion, like something finally shifting after a long stillness. Chosen one, let's talk about fear, because activation often awakens it. When destiny approaches, the flesh remembers the past. It recalls heartbreak, it recalls rejection, it recalls betrayal. And fear whispers, what if it happens again? What if you're wrong? But the spirit whispers louder, what if this time it's God? Fear protects, discernment guides, fear isolates. Purpose connects, fear sabotages, love restores. Activation requires courage, not the absence of fear, but the refusal to bow to it. When God activates a covenant, He dismantles excuses. You will notice you no longer feel comfortable staying guarded. You no longer feel satisfied with solitude that stems from avoidance. You begin to long for partnership, not from weakness, but from strength. And if your heart resists, heaven persists. Because activation is not based on emotion, it is based on assignment. Chosen one. Spiritual activation also shows up through external alignment. Suddenly, schedules open, responsibilities shift, obstacles fall, distance closes. The very things that once made connection difficult begin to dissolve. Paths intersect, people reconnect, opportunities emerge. Conversations deepen. This is not coincidence, this is orchestration. I recall a moment in my own journey where I thought reconciliation was impossible. Distance, pride, and misunderstanding made connection seem unrealistic. But when God activated alignment, everything that once felt immovable shifted. Schedules aligned without effort. Communication reopened. Walls broke. And I learned something powerful. When heaven wants a connection to occur, nothing can prevent it. Not fear, not distance, not misunderstanding, not timing. Activation overrules obstacles. Chosen one, as activation takes place, you may also notice conflict, not to destroy, but to refine. Old triggers reveal new wounds. Honesty exposes hidden fears. Transparency confronts old patterns. This is not sabotage. This is sanctification. Activation surfaces what must be healed before covenant can take root. And this is where maturity shows. You no longer flee from discomfort. You face it. Because you recognize the difference between conflict that breaks and conflict that builds, the right person will not weaponize your vulnerability. They will honor it. And activation teaches you to do the same. Now let's speak about the spiritual realm. Because activation is not only emotional or practical. When God activates covenant, He releases protection, clarity, provision, favor. Your discernment sharpens. Your peace deepens. Your vision expands. This person will not drain you. They will reinforce you. They will not take you from God. They will lead you toward Him. Activation reveals alignment, not just attraction. And as activation intensifies, something sacred happens. You begin to pray differently, not, Lord, send someone, but, Lord, prepare me to recognize and steward what you send. And your prayer shifts from requests to readiness. Chosen one, Activation culminates in one undeniable sign: movement. Words turn into action. Potential turns into pursuit. What was vague becomes specific. What was hidden becomes revealed. You may receive a message. You may run into them unexpectedly. You may feel prompted to reach out. Activation is heaven saying, now. And when heaven says now, every delay must bow. Activation does not mean everything becomes easy, but it does mean everything becomes possible. Chosen one, this is the turning point. This is where preparation transforms into participation, because the person God aligned for you is not a fantasy. They are a future. And as we move into the next segment, we will explore the supernatural transfer, the blessing, breakthrough, and elevation tied to this union that goes beyond romance and into destiny. Chosen one. Now we step into the revelation most overlooked, the supernatural transfer tied to this God-ordained connection. Because this is not merely about companionship, attraction, or emotional fulfillment. It is about assignment, about elevation, about doors that could not open until both hearts were aligned. When heaven authors a covenant, it is never only about romance. It is about what the union unlocks. Some relationships drain you. Covenant connections propel you. Some distract you. Covenant aligns you. Some take you backwards. Covenant pushes you forward. And when this union activates, there is almost always a transfer, spiritual, emotional, and yes, often financial. Let me explain. When two aligned purposes join, the result isn't addition, it's multiplication. Your strength plus their strength does not equal 2, it equals 10. Because you are not just joining lives, you are joining anointings. There is power in partnership that solitude cannot access. Think of moments in your own life where you tried to build alone. You had vision but no support. You had ideas but no encouragement. You had purpose but no partnership. And the progress was slow, heavy, exhausting. But when the right voice, the right presence, the right spirit stands with you, everything changes. Suddenly you dream bigger, you pray bolder, you plan clearer, you believe more deeply, because covenant awakens courage. Chosen one, hear this with your spirit. The person God is sending is not coming to diminish you. They are coming to multiply what is inside you. For some, this will look like emotional stability. For others, mental clarity. For others still, business or financial expansion. Yes, heaven uses relationships to unlock provision. God partners people for purpose, not just passion. This person may carry knowledge you lack, connections you need, resources you prayed for, wisdom you were missing, discipline you require, creativity you desire. Where you are weak, they are strong. Where they are weary, you are anointed. This is divine exchange, supernatural transfer. And I have lived this. There were seasons I felt stuck, not because I lacked calling, but because I lacked collaboration. The moment I connected with someone aligned with my assignment, doors I could not open alone began to swing open. Opportunities emerged, ideas sharpened, provision appeared. Not because they saved me, but because alignment accelerates purpose. This is what the right relationship does. It creates momentum. It draws favor. It attracts opportunity, not through striving, but through synergy. Chosen one, covenant connections also carry emotional transfer. Where you were anxious, they bring peace. Where you were insecure, they bring reassurance. Where you were discouraged, they bring encouragement, not as a crutch, but as confirmation. Because heaven will not send someone who triggers all your wounds. He will send someone who helps you heal them. And when healing begins, strength returns. When strength returns, vision expands. When vision expands, provision follows. Supernatural transfer often begins as internal transformation. Renewed confidence, restored identity, revived passion, awakened purpose. From that, external breakthroughs follow. Many think God transfers wealth through random miracles. Often, He transfers wealth through alignment, through partnership, through shared assignment. You and this person may birth a business, a ministry, a movement, an idea, a legacy, a family line of blessing. This is why the enemy fought your relationship so violently, because he feared the union, not the romance. He feared the impact, he feared the transfer, he feared the legacy. The warfare wasn't against your heart, it was against your future. Chosen one, listen closely. The right union is a gate, an activation point, a portal for destiny. And some blessings do not unlock until two keys turn, yours and theirs. This is why timing mattered. This is why preparation was painful. This is why loneliness was long. Because heaven refused to release this blessing prematurely. This person carries something your destiny requires, and you carry something theirs requires. This is not dependency, this is divine synergy. You are not half, you are whole, but together you are catalytic. And this transfer will not feel chaotic, it will feel natural. Like breathing, because heaven never forces acceleration, it aligns it. Another form of transfer, spiritual covering. You may feel more protected, more prayed for, more seen, more understood. Their intercession strengthens you, your faith strengthens them. Their wisdom covers you, your purpose encourages them. This is iron sharpening iron, not draining, but refining. Chosen one, you must understand something most never learn. True love is not just felt, it is fruitful. It bears fruit in character, fruit in calling, fruit in finances, fruit in legacy. The world pursues chemistry, heaven pursues covenant. Chemistry creates spark, covenant creates harvest. And when the harvest comes, it comes suddenly, it comes abundantly, it comes undeniably. As we move into the final segment, we will step into the culmination, the moment where all signs converge and heaven declares, now. We will explore how to recognize the final confirmation, how to posture your heart, and how to receive what is being released without fear, without sabotage, and without delay. Chosen one, we have reached the threshold, the point where revelation meets reality, where signs converge into clarity, and where heaven whispers the final confirmation. This is the moment many wait years for, yet few recognize when it arrives, not because it is hidden, but because it is holy. The final confirmation does not come to impress the mind. It comes to impress the spirit. It may arrive quietly, a dream that feels more like a memory than imagination, a conversation that feels guided rather than casual, a moment where your heart recognizes what your eyes are still catching up to. And the confirmation will produce three things: peace, clarity, and courage. Peace, not the absence of nerves, but the presence of certainty. Clarity, not a full blueprint, but a knowing. Courage, not the removal of fear, but the strength to move anyway. Chosen one, when the name, the person, or the moment arrives, your soul will not have to fight to believe it. It will simply recognize it. It will feel like a key turning in a lock, like a puzzle piece snapping into place, like a door opening without being forced. Because what God aligns does not require manipulation, it requires recognition. But hear this, recognition is not the end. It is the beginning of stewardship. It is not enough to discern the right person. You must also be prepared to receive them without self-sabotage, without fear, and without repeating the patterns that once protected you, but now prevent you. Covenant demands maturity. Purpose requires surrender. And the final phase of divine timing is not about waiting, it is about becoming. Becoming someone who can love without losing yourself. Becoming someone who can communicate without pride. Becoming someone who can stand in unity without reverting to isolation. Chosen one, The confirmation will often expose your last internal barrier, the one fear that kept you single, guarded, or unavailable. Maybe you fear vulnerability. Maybe you fear disappointment. Maybe you fear losing yourself. Maybe you fear choosing wrong. But heaven will not reveal until you are ready to confront what once controlled you. Here's the truth. The right person will not remove fear, but they will not require you to bow to it. Where you once needed walls, you will now need wisdom. Where you once hid, you will now stand. And heaven will give you grace for that step. Chosen one, listen with your spirit. The final confirmation often arrives through obedience. A step of courage, a conversation, a message, a surrender. Not grand gestures, but faithful ones. Faith unlocks what fear delays. The enemy's last strategy will be distraction and doubt. Distraction, to shift your gaze away when the moment arrives. Doubt, to make you question what you already know. But if you remain anchored, if you remain present, if you remain surrendered, you will not miss it. Because what heaven seals, hell cannot steal. And here is the most overlooked truth. The person God sends will not complete you. You are already whole. They will complement you. You will complement them. And together, purpose will multiply. This union is not merely a reward. It is a responsibility, a calling, a covenant. And it carries a supernatural transfer, joy, peace, covering, provision, and destiny. This is why the warfare was so intense. This is why the waiting was so long. This is why the pruning was so painful. Because heaven was preparing a harvest, not a fling. A partnership, not a placeholder. A covenant, not a counterfeit. Chosen one. The confirmation will come. In a whisper, in a sign, in a moment, in a name. And when it does, you will not feel rushed. You will feel ready. Ready to speak with courage. Ready to receive with humility. Ready to build with purpose. The final step is not frantic pursuit. It is faithful positioning. Stand, listen, discern. The name will come not as a guess, but as a knowing. And when it lands, it will not bring chaos. It will bring completion, not dependency, but divine partnership. Chosen one, the final confirmation is near. Your heart is being prepared. Your spirit is being sharpened. Your steps are being ordered. The waiting has not been wasted. The pain has not been pointless. The alignment has not been accidental. What is coming is not coincidence. It is covenant. And the moment it arrives, you will look back and understand why they left, why it failed, why you cried, why you healed, why you grew. Because all of it was leading you here, to this moment, to this revelation, to this divine alignment. Chosen one, be expectant, be discerning, be courageous, be ready. The name is coming, the person is coming, the union is coming. And it will not just change your heart, it will change your life. You are standing at the doorway of destiny. Do not move, do not scroll, do not doubt. Heaven is speaking, and what is being released will shock you. Chosen one, as we bring this sacred moment to a close, let your spirit breathe and receive. You have not watched this by accident. You were drawn here by divine appointment. Heaven is not preparing to move. Heaven has already begun moving. The alignment, the confirmation, the name, it is not a future promise. It is an unfolding reality. You are standing inside your kairos moment, the exact time ordained for release, recognition, and revelation. What was once hidden is being unveiled. What was delayed is being delivered. What was questioned is being confirmed. Chosen one, walk forward with the confidence of someone who knows heaven is on their side. Let peace be the evidence. Let clarity be the sign. Let expectation be your posture. The one appointed to walk beside you is being positioned even now. The supernatural transfer has already started. Emotional restoration, spiritual alignment, and yes, the prosperity tied to your purpose. Do not return to doubt. Do not bow to fear. Stay aligned. Stay prayerful. Stay receptive. Because what is coming is not a coincidence, it is covenant. May your heart remain open, your discernment sharp, and your faith unshakable. I speak covering over your journey, clarity over your decisions, and courage over your next step. If this word touched your spirit, chosen one, mark this moment, comment, Amen, or I receive as an act of agreement. Subscribe if you desire to continue walking in prophetic clarity and divine timing. Leave not just inspired, but positioned. Leave not just hopeful, but prepared. Your miracle is already in motion, and the name, the one heaven has appointed, will not just shock you, it will elevate you.